Okay. Hello. I think I'm live most of the places. Hi. Hi there. It's Kim Coles here. Happy pre feast day. Happy pre Thanksgiving day, whatever you call it. Whatever you call it. Happy gratitude season, which, by the way, I think that every day is a day for gratitude personally. Let me just close something out because this is getting on my nerves. I'm removing this. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And thankfully, I have Team Kim in the house. And today, Team Kim is Dr. EJ. So everyone just say hello to Dr. EJ. By the way, I'm leaving this replay up. So I'm saying everyone who is here right now and everyone who will join the replay, because I'm going to leave it up for a few days. I wanted to do a special presentation today. So you might be chopping foods and prepping for tomorrow, Thursday. If you're watching this on Wednesday, you might be even prepping by, stretching out the elastic in your pants so that it can hold space for all the foods you're getting ready to eat. Or maybe you're prepping your home to receive guests and family and whatnot. And I decided we're not cooking. I decided to prep a workshop for you called Find the Soul of Your Story. Find the soul of your story. Let me show that to you. I wanted to share this with you today. I'm going to try to keep it. Listen, I said 45 minutes. It might be 45 minutes to an hour, but I'm really passionate about this conversation around finding the soul of your story, because story has been so valuable to me, and it's actually valuable to you too in so many ways. So welcome, share this with others, whatever platform you're on right now. I'm on the Facebook, I'm on the LinkedIn, and on the YouTube. Later on, I'm going to go live on Instagram by itself because it's a whole set of other issues. But welcome to the Find the Soul of Your Story workshop. If we haven't met, my name is Kim Coles. I have a presentation for you here now, and feel free to join in. Bring a journal, grab a journal or grab the notes inside your phone. This is going to be interactive. I'm going to try to look at the chat as I go through this as well. Welcome. I see people here. Yes. Hello. You might be on your way to work, as I see someone is. You might be on your way to the kitchen, and that's okay too. But just be here with me now as much as you can. And I have a presentation for you. All right. If I could just figure out how the slides go. Hold up. I forgot how this works. Okay. We're going to unlock your message, unlock the meaning in your message, and unlock the magic inside your lived experiences. So as we find the soul of your story, and I might make myself even smaller, you know I'm here, right? This is about finding the soul of your story. It's about discovering your unique message or your unique messages, and everyone has one or more, right? The messages that live inside your story, that live inside your life, right? And when you discover those core messages, I'm going to explain some of the great things that can happen for you and some great things that have happened for me, and why you'll see why I'm so passionate about it. You reveal deeper meaning inside your stories, and deeper meaning inside the significance inside your story, inside your life. And you get to celebrate the magic of all of you every day, and tap into the wonder and the transformation that is there inside your lived experiences. Everybody talks a lot about the trauma, but I love to focus on the transformation as well. So there's that. Excuse me. So the intention for my workshop, my free, no cost, yummy workshop that I've worked on all night long last night for you, is we're going to get clear on your unique story. We're going to get honest about what's calling you forward, get you connected to the story that's rising within you now. And especially in the times that we're in right now, let's call a thing. In the times that we're in right now, I think for most of us, something is calling us forward. And I want to be here to support you in that quest to be called forward, especially for a time such as this. And I want you to learn one powerful storytelling framework that will help you to unlock your message. Everybody talks about storytelling, but a lot of people don't really teach the methodology behind it and the way that you can share your story in a very easy way. I actually have a framework that I'm going to teach you. today. And the goal is to give you some clarity and direction, or to help you discover the clarity and direction for sharing your story with confidence and purpose. Okay? Okay. Who am I? Who am I? My name is Kim Coles, and you may know me as an actress, a comedian. I'm also an author, a speaker, a coach, and just a lover of story. I've been performing for 40 years. 2025 is my 40th year as a comedian, actress, performer, coach, speaker, author, and now a publisher. I've actually helped 96 women, I think it is now, 96, no, excuse me, 95 women and one man become a bestseller through my anthology series, Open the Gifts, and now the Wisdom Gifts series. All these people have worked with me, come to me for me to help them unlock their story, find the lessons and the blessings in the story, and then prepare it to share with the world. And these people have all become bestsellers. And I love that I get to use my platform, my knowledge, my message and mission and magic to help make that happen. That's what this is about, how we can serve others. And I'm a story survivor, just like you. I've got what I like to call my yummy and yucky stories. I call the yummy ones, obviously, the ones that you can share, and there's an automatic smile on your face when you share those stories. And then there's the yucky stories, the stories of trauma and survival and pain and misunderstanding. And by understanding the lessons inside the story is one of the ways I've not only healed myself, but I teach other people how to heal those messages, heal those moments within their stories, right? We'll talk a lot about that today too. So the truth about your story is that it's not random. Well, the truth about story in general is that it is, I think, story and the power of story and the love of human beings to love story is baked into our DNA. It is time immortal, that baked into our DNA is the way we learn, the way we see each other, the way we experience has been through the power of stories. Our ancestors and our ancestors told story to teach, inform, warn, message, explain things. That's how we as human beings are actually wired to do so. And so something that is so ancient and so baked into our bones can actually be used today to cause us to become more visible, cause us to have a platform, cause us to write books or new books, cause us to become speakers. It's all the foundation for everything that you want to do and the way that you want to share your message and your mission with the world, right? And the way I see story is that it's a message, it becomes your movement, and it's actually your medicine, right? It's your medicine, your story, and baked into your stories. And we're going to talk about some of that today too. Baked into that are some life themes. And when you start to look at those themes through that lens, you get these ahas and these oh snaps, and you get ways that you can heal and transform yourself and heal and transform others if you are called to do so. This is the way that you can be in the best version of service. So your story is not messy. It's not too messy. It's not too late. It's not too random. It's yours. And we look at it through the lensing of a particular perspective, and it changes everything. And that's how it becomes your medicine. Okay. So this is why story shapes your life. Too much lip gloss. A story is the most powerful tool that you have for your transformation. You make sense of the past, like I said. You anchor your message in authentic truth. Your truth is your truth, and it belongs to you. And you can use it to find so much meaning. This is the way you connect deeply with your audience or the people that you wish to serve. A lot of people call, if you're in business, or if you're a speaker, or if you write books, people call that person that you're speaking to your ideal customer. Here in this camp, we call it your soulmate client, your soulmate reader, your soulmate person that you're here to serve. And that's how you connect deeply with your soulmate audience. If you're here right now, you're very likely my soulmate audience, right? You're my people, you're my kind of people, and I'm your kind of girl, right? And when you allow short story to shape your life, you also become unforgettable in a noisy world. And you get and find and unlock the unshakable confidence that is already there. And guess what? We're going to talk about that too. I got a lot planned for you. Here's the breakthrough moment I want you to know about. The story you're meant to tell now is rarely the one that you think it is. It's the one that keeps tapping you on the shoulder. Wait a minute now. That's the one that keeps popping up and popping forth and coming through. And you go, that one, that thing that happened, that experience that I had, that thing that I saw, it keeps tapping you on the shoulder because it's meant to be used and shared with others. It's meant to be healed within you and then moved through to be shared with others. So pay attention to what keeps showing up for you. That persistent whisper, that memory that keeps surfacing over and over again. It's not to remind you of the shame or the guilt or the pain or the joy or any of those things. It's not meant only to do those things. It's really meant for you to use it in a very powerful way. It's not a coincidence. It's a story that wants to be told. It's the narrative that holds the key to your next level of impact and income. By the way, I'm speaking to people who want to use their story powerfully to make a difference for others, if that's not clear yet. So something else I want you to take with you and be thinking about, and like I said, I'm going to leave this replay up at least until after Cyber Monday, because I am going to be sharing a way that we can work together. I can work with you to unlock all of this. Is that we all have common life things. There are common life things that show up, and this is just a handful of them. And I want you to look at your life and look through the lensing of your life and look just sort of a handful of some of your stories and look for these common themes that show up, that I don't care what race, what color, what creed, what country you live in, what religion you belong to, what you believe, what you don't believe. Like, these life themes just show up over and over and over again. It's actually what unites us. There's so much that divides us, but there's so much more that unites us. So what shows up in your stories maybe would be good versus evil, the stories of courage, maybe within you or within someone in your world, your family or your uncle or someone that you know, that you see, oh, that's a story of courage that repeats over and over and over again. A story of identity. Who am I? Why am I here? Why do I belong? How do I belong? The story of love. Stories of loss and grief and freedom and fear and belonging. I will say for myself, belonging has shown up many, many, many times. Most of my stories, as I look back in my life, often relate deeply to belonging. Me belonging to myself, me belonging in the world, and me finding a way to create belonging with others and connection. You could say connection, belonging. It shows up over and over and over again. When I look at my stories, I go, oh, there it is. That's it. I didn't feel connected, and that's why I felt that way. I didn't feel like I belonged there. I didn't feel like I belonged to myself. And so I dated that not so nice gentleman. See what I mean? It's not even his fault. It's me. So what you'd be thinking about, it's not about blame or shame, of course, but it's just about looking at these life themes. There's so many more. And this is something also that we're going to dive even deeper into the story and stage society, which I'm going to share with you in a little bit, because I want to work with you and play with you in this realm. So let me just move my head out the way and share with you what I like to call the 5 seeds. Like, this is just not a workshop about, this is not just me talking at you. Like, this is workshop stuff. So take this with you. These are 5 seeds to unlock and uncover some rich story material that is already all up and through your life. There are 5 seeds: moments, missteps, mentors, miracles, and messages. All the M's. The moments are these pivotal moments and pivotal instances. Something changed within me. We're going to go see Wicked again tomorrow. Moments, those little moments, those big moments, turning points, you might call them. Moments that are like, whoa, something was this way and now it's this way. Or something I saw was this way and now I see it another way. Those are moments that happen in your life. Then the next one is missteps. a mistake that you made. And I don't like to think of them as mistakes because there are no mistakes. And I'm doing air quotes. You can't see me. Let me give you my air quote. There's no mistakes. It's just a misstep. Because if you survived it, you can survive anything, and then you know what not to do, or you know what to do differently. There might be a failure or a detour that taught you that success, what success really means, or taught you a brand new lesson, or taught you a lesson in an extra way, or it was an aha. It's a misstep. Like, uh-oh, let me get back on track. You get me? Then there are the mentors, the people who show up, the people who saw you before you saw yourself, someone who shows you, comes and teaches you something. And I'm going to give you an unlikely mentor in just a moment. Sometimes it's a teacher, it's a parent, it's an elder, it's someone that you know, or someone that you don't even know. It could be somebody at the airport standing in line who said something to you and you go, oh, wow, that touched my whole soul. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. The mentors show up. Of course, it's deep if they guided you in some way, or if they showed you a truth, or pointed you towards something new, pointed you towards a new version of you. Those are your mentors. But I truly believe that they show up in places that unlikely places. Then there's the miracles, talking about something that also shows up in unlikely places, unexplained breakthroughs, unexplained moments, divine interventions, like, oh my goodness, wow, I dodged that bullet, or whoa, I'm glad I was in that room, because look at who I got to meet, look at who I got to experience, look at what I got to see. So just miracles, right? And then there's the messages, the wisdom you keep sharing, the advice that friends keep asking for, the truth that flows so naturally from your lips. And I'm going to give you a little hint right here. You know, so many of us are looking for, what should I teach? What should I share? What business should I start? What book should I write? What speech should I make? Go to the thing that people go to you for. Look at what people ask you about all the time. Look at the compliments that you get. I'm so glad I talked to you today, because you just calm my whole spirit. Every time I'm in the room with you, I just know that everything's going to turn out fine. I showed this problem to you and you showed me the way through, and I could breathe easier. Girl, you showed me how to juggle my finances. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Thank you. The stuff that you do, your genius zone, those are the messages that you get all the time. They're the miracles that you create for other people. You're looking like, what business should I create? What should I build for myself? Do the thing that you always do that people compliment you for all the time. Thank you. Oh my goodness, you made sense of that for me. I couldn't figure that out. That's it. A lot of us are working so hard to figure out something way, way all up and through out there. It's often really close to you. So that's a little love message from me to you. The moments, the missteps, the mentors, the miracles, and the messages are the 5 seeds to finding your stories. So if you were to just take a minute, if I were just to be quiet for like 30 to 60 seconds, which one of the seeds is calling to you today? Do you have a miracle that has happened that, oh, there's a story I could share of my miracle? Do you have a message that keeps coming to you? You know how to walk into a room and reorganize it in a way that it flows. Maybe it's feng shui. Maybe it's funky shui. I don't know. It's something that you do. Do you have a memory that keeps surfacing? A story that feels ready to be told? Which one of the 5 seeds resonates with you strongly? And by the way, I'm not looking at the chat right now, but I am going to come back later, because I told y'all I'm not cooking. I will come and look at some of the comments and love on you in that way. Okay? Whatever app that you're on with me right now, leave me some comments. I see some folks here, but I'm not going to get distracted. My undiagnosed ADHD brain cannot handle it. All right. And as this slide says, trust your instincts. Your story knows when it's ready. So now let's shape your story. Excuse me. Let's shape your story. So you can have a powerful story and still not know how to shape it. And this is a challenge. I say so many women and men too, but women, I'm speaking, a lot of my soulmate clients are women. So I'm going to speak to the women in the room. That we have this story, but we don't know how to shape it. We're scared to tell it because we don't know, should I tell the trauma piece of it? And how do I share my story without sharing all my business? I hear that one the most. I love helping people find the nuggets and share them in a way that your soulmate listener, your soulmate audience, your soulmate potential client can hear it and witness herself inside of it. By the way, I didn't mention that earlier. The other reason why stories are so valuable is, like I said, it's baked into our DNA. And then we as humans look for ourselves inside the story. So when you tell me a story of how courageously you overcame something, I look inside myself to see, do I have that courage inside of me? Would I have been able to do it that way? Would I have figured out a different way? What would I have done? I'm looking for courage. I'm looking for peace inside of me. I'm looking for wisdom inside of me. When you share your wisdom, I'm like, ooh, she taught me something I didn't know about. What do I know? What can I share with others? So this is I told you, I'm always looking for belonging and connection. There it is. You tell me your story. I'm looking for myself inside your story so that we can have connection. Okay. So let me share with you, if I may, what I like to call the Hollywood story stage framework. So I've decided to nickname myself the Hollywood story sage. And it's because I've been in Hollywood for 40 years. Some of you know my story. I started in New York as a stand-up comedian, then became an actress. And I'm going to share a piece of my story in just a moment. But I'm a Hollywood story stage because we know that the Hollywood stories really get us. They get us in the heart. They get us in the heart. You are moved, touched, and inspired by the movies that you see, the television shows that you watch. The ones that you love the most are the ones that are framed in a particular way and set up in a way that are designed to make you feel something, make you be inspired by something. Even documentaries are set there to make you feel, be moved, want to take action in some sort of way. So let me share what I'm calling the Hollywood story sage framework. There's a scene, there's a struggle, there's a shift, and there's shine. It's simple, it's human, it's memorable. You can do this as a 60-second introduction. You can do this as a 60-minute keynote. You can make a whole workshop out of this for yourself. If you just follow this, you will win. Now, are there complexities inside the story? Yes, there's more that you can add. But if you were to add, and if you were to take just these things, where are you in the scene? Set the scene for the audience. Set the scene for me when you're telling me the story. Set the stage and share some of the sensory details. What was the struggle? What was the moment that challenged you? What was the moment? What was the obstacle, the pain, the problem, the moment you're like, uh-oh, what created tension? Think about every one of your favorite movies. There's a scene first, then they set up the struggle. What's the struggle? Then there's a shift. What changed? Identify what the breakthrough was, the realization, the turning point. And then there's the shine. What's the lesson in it? What's the wisdom? Extract the wisdom that serves others and creates the transformation. And I will say, so many of us tell our story and we tell the story from I, me. But when you add that last piece at the end and you bring your listener, your audience, your client into the story with you and make them see or help them to see how this is very much for them as well, then that makes a huge difference. All right, let's show you how it works. I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm going to share an example of using the the Hollywood story sage system. I have a system, y'all. I'm glad people are saying this is great information. I took a peek at the comment. I told you I wouldn't, but I did. So let me set the scene for you. This is a couple of years after living single, and I decided to become a speaker. Decided to add speaker to my resume. And actually, you can see the picture very faintly in the behind the scenes. I hadn't been speaking a long time. Certainly, as a stand-up comedian, it is a transferable skill. But Living Single was over. It was canceled. I wasn't earning a lot of money in my like the residuals had sort of begun to slow down, and I started doing this new thing, which was speaking. And I'm standing backstage just before it's time for me to go on, and it's a big stage. It's a big stage because Deepak Chopra had just spoken. Now, that's a pretty big stage. I don't mean physically stage. I mean, he's a global entity, right? And as much as I love Sinclair and Living Single, and as much as I know that I do have some global reach, this is Deepak Chopra. And I'm now about to follow someone who is huge and hugely loved and admired. It doesn't mean that I'm not, but there I was standing backstage, super, super nervous because I knew that this was going to be broadcast in a bigger way. And I'd been in the industry for a long time, but comfortable on stage, but this was a bigger stage. This time was a little bit different. I wasn't performing some words that somebody had written for me, right? In stand-up, I always write my own material, but I spent many, many years reading words or reciting lines that a writer had written for me. This was something that I had written for myself, and I was sharing my story for the first time of how I had nearly gone bankrupt after Living Single, how I had shopped my way through all my money, how I'd almost lost my house. What I did was I sold it before they could take it away from me. How I was showing up on red carpets, around the industry and feeling like an imposter because I wasn't working anymore. And like people say, what are you working on now? I was like, absolutely nothing, because I've shopped through all my money. See this pretty outfit? This is all I got. And I was sharing my words, sharing how I, like I said, my bank account was screaming. I had credit card companies calling me like, you better pay your bill, Kim Coles. And by the way, my name really is Kim Coles. All of that, the embarrassment, the shame. The shift was that I realized in that moment, this story is not really for me. Like, yeah, this is my story. This is what I've been through, but I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one who has shopped her way through an experience or found some sort of vice to manage something. I can't be the only one. I'm just going to do this for the lady in the back row. I'm going to do this for one person in the audience. I'm not going to even think about this global audience that Deepak Chopra has brought us all to. I'm not going to think about the people all around the world. I'm just going to serve one person in the audience, one person. If I need to belong, if I need to feel that belonging, there's going to be someone else in the audience who's going to feel that connection because I'm going to connect to them. In my case, it was a woman. I was like, I'm going to connect to whoever she is. The shine moment is I spoke on that stage. Following Deepak Chopra ain't easy, but I got it. I got this. And I just spoke my truth and I told my story. And when I got off stage and went to my table to sell my books, I'd written a little pamphlet at the time. It wasn't even like a full-on book. It was a small book, just something to sell at the back of the room, a gratitude journal, because gratitude is what got me through, was getting me through this moment day to day. Women said to me, oh my God, I needed to hear this today. It was a women's empowerment event. I needed to hear this today. Thank you so much. I'm going through the same thing. People would hug me and go, I'm going through the same thing. I'm like, oh, what? There's more than one of us here. And that's when I understood it's not about me. It's about all the people that I'm here to create a message, a movement, and to share my magic, even if my message was messy. It was embarrassing to go, I'm Kim Coles, but I'm darn near broke. Right? Excuse me, let me just take a sip of water or tea or something. Give me just a second, y'all. Maybe I'm getting choked up. Maybe I'm getting a little choked up. So I have for you a little exercise. This is a little mini exercise for you. This is what brings forth the transformation. Take 60 seconds right now. Take 30 seconds right now. Come back and watch the replay and do this longer. Look at the seeds, the moment, the misstep, the mentor, the miracle, or the message and tell your own story. What was the moment? What was the struggle? What was the shift? And what was the shine? Right? So this slide says the moment. Really, what I really mean is, what was the scene? What was the scene? Where were you? What was happening? What's the struggle that you experienced? What's the shift that happened in you or in the person that you were there with? Sometimes we witness a shift in someone else, right? And that gets to be, because you witness it, it gets to be yours. If you witness someone else's struggle or overcoming or becoming, the story gets to be a part of you too, right? And then the last element is the shine. What's the takeaway? What's the lesson? What wisdom emerged from the experience? Okay. And that's just your rough draft. You focus on the honesty and not the perfection. You're mining gold from your lived experience. I want you to have that today and always. Excuse me. Forgive me. I found the mute button so you don't have to hear that last cough. So let's do a little bit of a reflection. Once you figure out what that story is, what does this story want to teach someone else? Now, of course, it's you. It's you. It's you. And it's your story. So what does that story want to teach someone else? This single question will transform the perspective, shifting it from a personal experience to what you can offer. Remember what I said before, like your magic that you have already inside of you, what people come to you for advice, what people witness in you that you affect in them, gets to be the soul of your message, gets to be the transformation that you have, not only for yourself, but for others. The transformational truth that I came up with is that it wasn't about me spending all my money and not having a job. It was like, I need to be speaking to people. I need to share with people. You're not the only one who's having a difficult time. I know that we're in difficult times right now, right? We're all going through it. There's no one of us. There's all of us. And so how can I share what I learned at that time that's transformational for me and may give you hope and encouragement and possibilities of change right now, and how to help you heal through the story and not have to prove it to others and not have to live in the shame or the blame, but to help others. How's that sound? Okay. This is my favorite quote, and I say this all the time. And if you've been in my world for a moment, you'll know that I always say, everything that has happened to you has happened for you. Everything that has happened to you has happened for you. You're always in a state of overcoming and becoming to overcome. All of it. You're telling your story to reveal your power. You're not telling your story to relive your past. And I see so many authors and speakers and teachers and coaches sharing their past stories, but not sharing what's revealed in the power. I'll say this too. For those of you who are watching the Reliving Single podcast, for those of you who are loving the Reliving Single podcast, and thank you for watching and thank you for loving it. You're not loving it just because it's Erica and me telling the stories and reliving the stories. We're also sharing what the power was in those stories, what was happening in those moments, what we were thinking, what we were becoming in those stories. And every guest we've had on the show so far is sharing who they are, who they were back then versus what they've learned now, what they take with them as they move forward. That's the power. It's not just, hey, I was on a show back in the 90s. It's like, no, let me reveal what I learned at that time and how it's made me who I am today. Everything that has happened to you has happened for you. Can I say something to you? If you take nothing but that from this workshop, I would be very happy. It's a new perspective, a new way of being, a new way of going on. Now, there's some shifts that I'd like to share. I have 3 shifts for you. I'm trying to keep this to 45 minutes. I'm not going to make it. Stay with me. 3 shifts. There's story clarity. Clarity is the difference between speaking and connecting. I told you connecting was going to show up over and over and over again because it's a human thing. We want to connect. When you hear that your message is clear, when your message is clear, people don't just hear you, they feel understood by you, and then they get to see themselves, right? Clarity is the difference between telling and transforming. A clear story doesn't just inform, it actually activates change in the listener, or possible change. We can't control what other people are going to take away, but when you set that intention of clarity within your story, that intention can then be available to be felt by the person who listens to it. Does that make sense? And then clarity is the difference between sharing and enrolling. Today, I am sharing story with you. I'm sharing lessons with you. I'm sharing what I have learned throughout the years and what's in my DNA with you. And I'm at best, I'm enrolling you in thinking about it in a different way. I'm enrolling you in stepping into your own story in a really powerful way. I'm enrolling you for us to work together if you feel called to do so. It's not just, oh, I'm sharing this for the sake of sharing. I'm saying because I want to engender in you. I want you to be moved, touched, and inspired in all the ways that you can be. Does that make sense? And for those of you who are in business, people don't buy confusion. You got to have that clarity in place so they then invest in certainty, direction, and clear outcomes that only you can offer. Okay? The next shift I want you to be aware of, or next shift that's here on the table for you, is confidence. Confidence is not a personality. Now people think like, oh, I don't know if I feel confidence in this. Like, let me I got a whole thing about confidence. Get ready. It's not a personality. You don't have to be an extrovert. You don't actually have to be confident. Truth be told, I'm an introverted extrovert. I'm extroverted right now with all of you, but I'm actually a combination. There's a new term now, ambivert or something. I don't know. Introvert. Dr. EJ was telling me. I'm like a mix. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be naturally outgoing. Really, I'm going to show you the magic behind what confidence really is. There's actually a formula here. Confidence is just a byproduct of support, safety, structure, and practice. And when you align all of this, it makes all the difference. Maybe you haven't felt supported in something, you and your message or you and your dream. So of course you're not going to have confidence in it. You don't feel safe. You're being in spaces where vulnerability is not honored, where it's not safe to be there, where people will where you feel people will laugh at you. It's like, so you're not safe. Why would you be confident if you don't feel in a community where you feel safe? If you don't know how to structure it, I've taught a little bit just now. You follow those steps I just showed you. You'll gain so much confidence if you could tell your story from the scene, from the struggle, from I forget the other one. What did I say it was? Hold on. Hold, please. The struggle, the shift, and the shine. You use that system. You now have a structure. You're going to tell every story in a way that will flow and have an outcome that you can expect. You can count on. And practice is repeating your story until it feels natural to you. When these align, magic happens. Here's what happens when we say, I don't really feel confident in this. It's what we really mean when we say, I'm not confident yet. It means you haven't been in a room that you felt supported. You haven't been witnessed or fully, truly seen. And you haven't been in the right room with the right people. You haven't been in the right room with the right people. Don't you know that? Don't you feel that? Like when you're around your peeps, your people. Listen, I have a set of girlfriends I've known since high school, and when I'm with them, all is right with the world. They see me from all my perfectly imperfect self. I'm in the right room. I can't be anything but confident. I can say something silly. I can say something weird. I can have something wrong, quote unquote wrong. Like, oh, Kim, hey, you got a little extra mascara right there. It's like, I don't have to be embarrassed. Like, oh, let me fix that. Let me fix my crown because I'm in a room where that's the right room. Don't you have rooms like that? Yes. Stay in those rooms as much as you can and be around those kinds of people and call those kinds of spaces for yourself. Or maybe you don't feel truly witnessed or truly seen, right? Or you haven't been supported in the ways that you need. And just knowing that, having that awareness will open up so much potential for real confidence. It's not that you're not confident. You just don't have these things in place. They aren't character flaws. They're just external circumstances that you can work with and correct. Okay. Have something I'm so proud of. I call this the confidence loop. And really, it's just practice, right? You take one small step, one small action. You witnessed and share in a safe space. You feel your confidence and your power grow, and you repeat it over and over again. And I forgot to mention that first you just have a little clarity. Then you take a small step. Then you get witnessed in that step. Then you have some confidence and you repeat it over and over again. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you how this worked for me recently. And it's the silliest way. I just bought something. It's similar to the Aura ring. You know those rings you can wear that they, take your biometrics and how much you're sleeping and how many steps you're taking a day. It's a different company. I forget the name of it right now. And it's so cool because I've been wearing it to sleep. I go, I don't know how. I'm not taking 10,000 steps today or yesterday. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is clock my sleep because I know that is one small step. So I got clarity that I need more sleep. I got clarity that I'm not diagnosed as ADHD officially, but I think that's what's going on with me. So let me just start. I hear that if I get more sleep, that my brain might work better. Okay, clarity. One small step. I'm going to wear this ring when I go to bed at night. And I'm going to get my sleep. I'm going to see how many hours I'm really sleeping. I'm going to see what my heart rate is doing in the middle of the night. And then the app the next day, being witnessed, will tell me how much sleep I got, will tell me how good the sleep was. This is how many beats your heart was beating as you were sleeping, right? And then I feel like I'm being witnessed by this app telling me what I need to know. Like, I think that I'm getting awful sleep. They're nice. I think I got awful sleep last night. No, Kim, you actually did all right. You did all right. By the way, the app also tells you how much exercise you could do the next day. I'm like, mind your business. Mind your business. It gives you a score as to how much, like do 30-minute strength exercises. I wasn't planning on doing that app, but thanks. And now I have confidence because I was like, wait a minute, I've gotten enough rest. My heart is in a good place. I could do a 30-minute strength exercise treatment or go out for a walk. Builds my confidence. And all I do is I repeat it over and over and over again. And I can tell you my sleep has greatly improved. You clock your calories and like, ooh, the awareness. I got some clarity. Take one small action. No, I'm not going to eat that whole bag of potato chips. I'm being witnessed. The app tells me like, ooh, you didn't eat too many calories today. I feel my confidence grow and I repeat over and over again. I'm doing it with something silly, but I'm doing it. Well, something not so silly. Actually, health is the most important thing that you could do. But you do this in other areas of your life, life will change for sure. Okay. I wish I could remember the name of the company because I wish I had a link to give you all. It's really good. The third shift I want you to have is visibility. There's a lot of us who are like afraid to be visible. I don't want to share all my business. What will people think of me? Right. And I could tell you in all honesty, even I have my version of this. I'm visible because I'm Kim Coles and I've been an actress for 40 years, but I'm not nearly as visible as I could be in sharing the knowledge that I'm sharing with you all today. About 2026, y'all about to be sick of me because I want to share this because I'm passionate about this because this has changed my life and I want it to change your life too. And because I also have my, issues with, what will people want me to be, Sinclair? They don't know that I'm a coach. They don't want me to be the story coach. Well, then those are not the people that will come into my world. I want the people who want to come into my world to know why Kim Coles could teach me how to share my story and how to be more visible in a way that's so powerful and so grounded because she understands and she goes through it herself. So I think that we think that visibility equals exposure. I don't want to be exposed. I don't want everybody to know I'm a business. But I love a good reframe, so let's do it. It's not what it really means. It's not about putting yourself recklessly and just, they're going to get this story of mine. They're going to get all this trauma. You're not going to just spew all of your trauma, your pain, and your misery and the things you didn't know on people. If you do it with intention, you choose where and how you show up. See, I'm doing it here with you all. I'm choosing this. I'm choosing to be here the day before Thanksgiving with you all. It's controlled. I've created this little presentation for you. And I don't mean control. I don't want to do air quotes. I don't mean control as if I'm controlling it with a closed hand. I'm controlling it in the way that I'm delivering it to you with an open hand. And you get to do that too. Visibility is absolutely safe when it's done well, when it's done with the right strategy, the right support. And you get to decide your visibility. You share strategically what serves you. It serves your mission with peace and not with everything. I mentioned my story earlier that, I was considering bankruptcy. I didn't share with you like how I would cry at night because the creditors were calling my house. I didn't share that I actually had, the thoughts of the unthinkable. I was so broken and feeling so inauthentic and showing one face to the audience and showing another face to myself. I didn't tell you that this was the dark night of my soul. I didn't tell you that I was desperate to figure something out and so depressed that I thought the unthinkable is how I'll say it. The unaliving thoughts, the thoughts of just, why am I even here? Even though I know that I have this gift, I couldn't figure out my way on how to make things work for myself. I didn't go down that road because we got a short time together, but believe me, that's baked into the story. And I'm telling that piece of the story in the most elevated way because I'm clear about what happened and feeling good that I can share that vulnerability with you because I'm safe within it, because I know what came about from having that dark night of the soul. But I get to decide when and how to share that vulnerability and how to be visible with that. Let me also share with you some reasons why you probably think that visibility feels scary to you. You're worried about judgment. I know it because I've been there. There's old wounds, or you feel too old, or you feel too big. I'm taking up too much space. I'm just too much, or I'm not enough. Or there's past experiences that, they're really hard to share. Things did not go well. I don't want to be misunderstood. And we live in a world now where people will take the soundbite of what you said and it's like, oh no, they took it the wrong way. You got to be real careful with the way you share it. I understand that. You don't want to be misunderstood or taken the wrong way or taken out of context. Maybe you feel it's too late. You feel too small, right? These are all fears that are universal and normal. And we get to rise above them and still share our story with others if we have the support that we richly deserve, richly need to make it happen. And because I like a reframe, visibility is not look at me. Visibility is let me serve you. Just like I said before, it's not just about me. Look at me, look at me. Oh, I'm so awesome, or I'm so crazy, or I'm so wonderful, or I'm so fill in the blank. It's let me serve you because it will move, touch, and inspire someone. And that person deserves to hear you, see you, experience you, and see themselves in you. Okay. Now let me create a new connection for you. This matters for income and impact because clarity creates the direction. When you know what your message is, you know exactly where you're going. The direction creates the confidence. Certainty about your path eliminates second guessing and the doubt. The confidence will create momentum. The more confident you feel, the more you'll get out there and share the story. Like, oh, 3 people hugged me when I told them that story. That means 3 more people will be moved, touched, inspired, and maybe buy that book that I was selling that day. That was just my first book, or the 5 other books I've created since then. There's more than one of us here, right? And when you make that connection and people feel seen and heard, they want to come into your world. They want to work with you because you're now establishing yourself as the expert or as the sage. I'm calling myself the Hollywood story sage for a reason. I've learned this and now I want to share it with others. The opportunities, right? So now you have new confidence and now it creates opportunities. Haven't you been out in the world and being your best self? And people see that and resonate, and that's magnetizing to them. And now they want to work with you. They want to know more about you. What you got going on? How can I come get some of this beautiful shine and glow that you have? It just happens. It's magic. And then those opportunities create income. And we're talking books, speaking engagements, new clients, podcast invitations, brand partnerships. I got a brand partnership that's happening on Monday. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. It's happening on Monday. It's just because I show up. It's Butter Skin. Do y'all know Butter Skin? Butter Skin is a Black owned company that makes skincare products for melanated skin. I had met the creator years ago, Dorian, whose last name I can't think of right now. He's an actor and a model. He created these products and gave me samples years ago. And I thank you. And I bought it a couple of times. And then years later, the company comes to me and says, "Oh, Monday, we'd like you to do a Cyber Monday special, Butter Skin." I didn't go out and seek that. But as a 63, almost 64-year-old woman who's kind of held it together, they're like, "Your skin looks good. What you using?" I'm like, "A little bit of butter, a little bit of this, a little bit of that." They're like, "Let's send you a box of butter. Use butter for a month and then come on Monday and share your experience." Oh, okay. Buttah, Butter Skin, Monday. You'll see posts. I'll put posts up about that. So these things come to me because I'm magnetizing. I'm showing who I am. I'm just showing up as myself. Boom, plopped in my inbox. You want to get down with us on Cyber Monday and share how this is working for your skin? Their vitamin C is incredible, but that's a side note. It's incredible. And made for melanated skin so I can feel safe, I feel good, and it's helping me out. 63, 64 in January, right? Real opportunities will actually come your way, and you will be able to create opportunities for yourself as well. For using your visibility, income will come. Okay, good. Next slide. This slide has a lot of words on it. But imagine your story in different rooms. Books. I've got 5. I know that I've got some authors in the room right now. By the way, I love helping people create their books and their author program. Author platform. And for the record, when I coach with people, we start with story. We start with the platform. We start with the ways that you can be visible and the person you want to talk to, and then we write the book. You start with the end in mind. Anybody I'm listening to, my authors here or wannabe authors here, start with the end in mind. Okay. Books, stages meaning keynotes and panels and speaking opportunities, right? My thing I'm doing on Monday is a stage. It's a brand opportunity, but ultimately it's a stage. You will get more clients in your workshops and in your programs you've got. You're going to be invited on podcasts, or maybe you start your own podcast. Highly recommend. Social media, being more visible, sharing your story on social media. Coaching. You're such an expert at who you are and what you do and what you've been through that now you can become a coach and share it with other people. Share these frameworks like I'm sharing today. Share your frameworks of how you became who you became and how you became that. People want to know your frameworks. This is how you step into your leadership or how you grow your leadership, because each of us are leaders in our own ways, right? And how you build your brand. Everybody talks about brand. Well, this is it. It's how what your story tells, how you tell your story, and how it differentiates you from everyone else. I'm not the only person who got fired from in my case, living single. The show just ended. It ended. I'm not the first person the job ended, but it's what I did in the meantime as I was waiting for the next gig to come along. I created gigs for myself. Talk about confidence. There it is. And you have stories like that as well. I know you do. One story, well, each one of your stories, I should say here, multiple applications, right? Infinite possibilities. It's the power of doing the deep work to clarify your signature narrative. And by the way, I think we all have more than one story if you really go digging, and some of us don't have to dig that far. And when you work with me, I can help you dig it all up. So this is what happens when you step into your voice. Doors open, opportunities appear that weren't there before, clients appear, opportunities come. Like I said, purpose sharpens, your own purpose sharpens. Healing happens, and your legacy activates. I'm all about activating that legacy, like who I am and what I've been through gets to be a beacon for others. It's not just me, right? It's all that you leave with you, all that you take with you, all that you leave for your ancestors, for your your family, and the family you don't even have yet. You get to become the ancestor for your descendants. I know that's a big thought. Like, anybody think about becoming an ancestor? I'm trying to stay here for a little while longer, but one day I plan to be an ancestor, and I'm going to leave the biggest legacy I possibly can. I had a client who used to say that when I leave, I want to leave empty. When I leave, I want to leave empty. Well, full and empty at the same time. Full of joy and possibilities, and full because I did what the Creator told me to do. I came here to do what the Creator told me to do. I did it. And then I left it all on the playing field, or all on the stage, or all on the field, so that my descendants now have something to follow. And listen, your descendants might be folks you already know and folks you don't know yet. Right? Good. Here's why we don't do this: lack of support, lack of clarity, trying to do it all alone, lack of community. I told you I'm always looking for that connection. This is why we don't do. Like, why are you? You ask yourself, like, well, okay, I know all this, Kim Coles. How come I'm not doing this? I'm probably telling some of the things I'm telling you today are things you might not even know, or you might not have stopped to think about. But you don't have the support, you don't have the clarity, you don't have the community that feels safe for you to do this in, and you're trying to rise this alone and do this all by yourself. So I'm going to ask you a question. Are you ready to rise? Are you ready for support? Do you want to stop hiding? And if you take a breath with me right now, I want you to really feel into the story that's already inside of you, and the story that's asking to be brought forth. The story that's asking to be told or reframed in a way that creates a lesson for you and a blessing for somebody else. What's whispering to you? What's tapping you on the shoulder? What's whispering and what's yelling at you? There might be some things that are actually yelling at you right now. And if you're feeling that pull, then I'm going to tell you that you are absolutely ready. And if you'd allow me, I'd like to share with you a way that we can work and play together. And I do say play because when I create groups, it is through the lensing of the foundation of who I already am. It's everything I do is going to have joy baked in. Everything I have is going to have I see you and I witness you baked in. And that's what I do inside my Story and Stage Society. I looked at the comments and I see somebody showed up who's in the Story and Stage Society right now. Hello, Camilla. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for sharing it with one of your friends who said yes and came on in. So thank you. See, we create joyful spaces that people want to share with other people. And Camilla is in the group and shared it with someone else. And this person is now in the group too. So we've been doing this for a few months, and I'm opening the doors at this Black Friday time with a really incredible special that I'd like to share with all of you, and just share you what's in there and ways that I can serve you, help you in the way that we as a group do this for each other. So it's called the Story and Stage Society. It's a membership. And I give you weekly coaching, weekly and monthly coaching, because we have themes every month. We have guidance and a community that helps you shape your message, grow your visibility, and turn your lived experience into paid opportunities. Your lived experiences can become your paid opportunities. My lived experience that I told you before about the pain that I was going through, struggling for money and struggling for visibility, when I activated how it could connect to the audience, I got paid opportunities, right? I got speaking engagements and all the things you see now, and continue to work in Hollywood shortly thereafter. I love to give you clear frameworks and monthly trainings and steady and soulful accountability. People who come into my space, my soulmate client is someone who's soul-led, heart-led, is supportive. You know, when I do these Zoom calls with my groups, what they don't know is I'm watching them love on each other. One lady is sharing her celebration that she, or something, a challenge that she took upon herself because we gave it to her and she did it. And she's sharing how she was witnessed and sharing how people are saying, hey, wait a minute, I like that. Could you do more of that? Now she's creating opportunities for herself. And I look at the faces in the Zoom call and I watch how everyone is loving on everyone else. In fact, I one of the things I love doing is creating those kinds of sacred, joyful spaces. So you won't have to feel vulnerable, or I should say, you will feel vulnerable because you're sharing your story. You don't have to feel as if this is not a home for you, because I create that home. That's why it's the Story and Stage Society. By the way, I'm doing this special Black Friday experience. Cyber Monday, we move into a new experience of this. And so if you'd like to say yes to this, this is the time to do it. If this is calling to you, this is the time. So this is the Black Friday offer. You come into the Story and Stage in two ways. You can either pay $47 for a monthly membership. By the way, I've gone back to the founding price. Kumi is one of our founders. Uh, it was 97. I've moved it back to 47 per month for the next 50 people. Once I reach 50 founders, it's going to go back up, right? So I wanted to create an easier yes. And so you can come once, come and pay once a month, or come and invest once a month, $47. Or you can take the year-long commitment, like I'm in Kim Coles, for $497. That way you actually save some money. And I'm actually giving everyone who says yes to the annual membership what I call a VIP story deep dive session. We'll take small groups, and depending on how many of you come in, I'm actually going to take groups of no more than 20 people excuse me, through this deep dive session. So if 100 people sign up, I'll do it 5 times because I want to have small groups doing this. Excuse me, let me just cough, please. Wow, if I'm losing my voice now, what's going to happen? So I put the Team Kim in the background. Thank you, Dr. EJ has so generously put up the a QR code that you could just take a snap picture of that. It takes you directly to what we call our school community. It's on School, SKOOL, in case you all are interested. And oh, Sherry is here too. Hello, Sherry. Sherry's a part of it too. You're one of the faces I look at and I watch you love on the others. You're one of our people. Thank you so much. So you could just go to the what do you call it? The QR code right there, and it will instantly take you to the page and the stage. And like I said, it's $47 for monthly membership and $497 for the year. Now, you will get that story deep dive session with me. And like I said, small groups, and we'll really dive into your story. And I'll give you the frameworks that you need to have in order to be able to share your story. And that's for you if you want to commit for a whole year. I've got a year planning for you that I'm so super excited. And the ladies who are in right now, get ready because it's about to get gooder. Get gooder. Thank you for being here for as long as you have. Sherry's there, and Kamia's here now too. So the membership is a limited time opportunity to transform your voice and amplify your impact. I always call it being the pebble in the pond. And I don't want you to miss this chance because this is your opportunity calling. Remember I said your story is tapping you on the shoulder? Kim Coles is tapping you on your other shoulder. And you can go to the link, which is bit.ly/BF Society, which stands for Black Friday Society, all in caps, and that will take you there. I also have a banner, which I'll put up in just a moment. I have a slide for you there. Where's my little slide? Hold it. It's so pretty. Hold, please. The Story and Stage Society, bit.ly/BF Society, all in caps. And what I want to leave you with today is that your story is your legacy. Your voice is your power, and you are right on time. The older I get, the more I assign to that, because we think, oh, it's too late. Oh no, has the moment passed me by? No, the moment hasn't passed you by. The moment is right now. You get to create the moment. Again, a reframe. Like, all right, yeah, sometimes my knee hurts. Listen, I'm not going to become a prima ballerina. That moment has passed me by. I can become a powerful storyteller. That moment is right now. The world is waiting for you to tell your story in the way that only you can tell it. Only you can share your story in that way, right? In the way that you can. And you don't want to wait until you feel ready. The good news about the Story and Stage Society is we will get you ready. I will get you ready and help you shape it in a way that you feel safe to feel more visible, safe to share your story, and ready to inspire others and invite them to come and work and play with you. Invite them to come and work and play with you. I do say play because, like I said, I make it joyful always. And there'll be a little bit of work. We're going to dig in, but we're digging in so that we can uncover the gold that you will then share with the rest of the world. So there you have it. I'll take 2 seconds to have a question or two. If I can see the chat, I can't see the chat. Any comments? By the way, go to all the places that you see this. So if you're on LinkedIn, leave me a message on LinkedIn. I'll leave a question if you have. If you are on Facebook, leave me a message there. I'll go and check those messages and see, comb through and see if there's any questions. And Sherry's saying, you've learned a lot from Kim and Dr. EJ. They've been a blessing to me, even everyone a part of the community. They're awesome. Yeah, I want to create awesome spaces. I want awesome people in my spaces. If you feel awesome, you belong. And I want to say a word or two about Dr. EJ, who you all may have heard me talk about him. He is my beloved. He's also my partner in this experience, and he shows up and bring his entire full self and his many years. I think it's 25, 30 years of coaching. We have some classes. So once you join, there's stuff already in there for you. You can go, I'm saying stuff, classes and workshops that we've already done. He did a class on being a money magnet. He did a class on how to make your money maker. Those of you who are old enough to remember a lyric from, I don't know what song it was, Shake Your Money Maker. He's like, this is how you make your money maker. We want you to not only share your story, but make it profitable right away. So if you come in, or when you come into the community, that's unlocked for you already. The classes that I've taught on story structure are there for you already. You can start consuming that until we get ready for our live story experience session, our VIP session, especially those of you who are coming in for the year. When you get that VIP, we meet monthly. Our next meeting is, believe next week. So you come in now, you're going to get this goodness right away. This is not waiting. It's not waiting at all. So thank you, Sherry, for that beautiful comment. I don't know if somebody else, Sandra's here. Sandra's here too. Thank you, Sandra. Another one where she shows up and she shares her story and she shares about the people that she's serving and wants to help. She told us about an event that she was going, and we got her ready to be at her table and give people information so they would sign up for the coaching that she does. So we do the big version of, teaching you the frameworks and the how to make the money. And then on our coaching sessions, which I call, I'm going to get it. I call, since it's a society, I have high tea. High tea sessions where we have live coaching and hot seat coaching, or as I like to call, love seat coaching. And so you come in and you get seen and heard and validated and supported. And I don't think there's a program out there like this, where you get the frameworks, but you get the support and you get the space to be able to figure it all out. That's important. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So I'll let you all go on back to your day. You might be chopping your vegetables. Like I said, some of you at the top of this, I said, some of you, the way you might be preparing is stretching out the elastic in your favorite sweatpants, because tomorrow you're about to get down with it. I will leave this replay up for a little while. This offer is open until Monday, Cyber Monday. There's the QR code right there on the screen. We also have, you can go to bit.ly / BF Society, all in caps. And if you're feeling like, I want to ask you a question, Kim Cole, send me a comment on or DM on all of the places where you are, and I will reach back out to you. Just so you know, I'm going to do this again Friday. I'm going to do a live session because I think people will be, resting, doing their Black Friday online shopping. So I've decided to do this live again because I'd like more people to hear this content, whether you join the Story and Stage Society or not. My dream, my intention is that something here sparked the idea and inspired you, encouraged you to start sharing your story. And I've given you some frameworks to be able to do it. Thank you all so much for being here with me on the Wednesday before the Thanksgiving holiday. Everyone, have a great rest of your holiday. Why am I talking in a really bad Australian accent? I don't know why, but I'm glad that you're here. Thank you all so much and see you next time. Bye for now.